Darling, forever I would trade it for your love, your joy forever.
Phone poppy, yeah, she call me Young Poppy. That's my little shawty. She get thicky in the body. She got hottie toddy when she make it wet for me. Got that body on you, girl. You know I wanna play some hide and seek. You're someone that I wanna meet. You're someone that I wanna see. You're someone that I wanna see. And I got every idea in mind to get you poppin'. She said she just wants some liquor, so just stop it. I don't pop no pills or do none of that extra. I be chillin', smoking ganja with my niggas. I got so much, so many dreams, so many things to hold up. So many things on my mind. So many things to let shine.
Welcome back to Unrestricted Free Agent. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. For this week, we have a new guest, one that's known maybe for his off-the-court stuff more than his on-the-court stuff. We have Branden Ellis with us today. We appreciate you for coming on for sure.
No problem.
Love what you represent, love what you stand for, and you're kind of the bridge between the two generations in terms of the social media era and the non-social media era. So first off, as we always do, please rattle off a few of your stats and your accolades, and if you don't or get tongue-tied, we have it right here. So just tell us about yourself a little bit.
All right, what's up, everybody? Like he said, I'm Branden, and so I do TikTok/social media, and then I've also kind of ventured into like clothing, some beach cleanups I've organized, and then I was also an athlete here at Lynn for the previous 3.5 years. But yeah, so on TikTok, I have right around 95,000 followers that come from all around the world. Instagram, I don't really get too active on Instagram, but that's something that I'm really trying to start breaking through just to kind of reach new audiences. But I have like 2,800 on IG. And then just going down, I was a state champion in high jump back when I was in high school. I jumped 6'10", and I was actually a pretty heavily recruited track athlete. But I kind of have this mindset where I kind of, I don't like to do things that I don't like to do. And so I knew that track wasn't going to be for me in college. So that's why I kind of stuck with basketball. But in basketball, I was all area, and then I was also all conference. My senior year, we did win conference, which was kind of tough. The first time my high school had did that in a while. But and then I ended up coming to Lynn. I had some different offers from Ivy League schools, a couple of D2s from around here, basketball-wise, and it really just like ended up picking Lynn when I kind of came on my visit. I'm sure we'll get into that a little later, but. Yeah, am I missing anything?
Yeah, you die. So, again, we're going back from high school, as you said, Warren Township, all conference, all area, in basketball, state champion in the high jump, which, side note, why didn't you choose track?
Well, so track was kind of forced on me from a young age.
Okay.
My sister, shout out Brittany, she won the Triple Crown, which is she won the 100, the 200, and the 400 all.
Cold at UM too,
yeah. All in high school. Like she had more state championships than I think any like athlete in Illinois. And she was just a beast, and so my family, like when we were growing up, we were a track family. Both my parents ran track at Eastern Michigan.
Okay.
And that's where they had met. But so I've been doing track since I was a really young kid, and I just really didn't like it. Like, to just be honest, like
I never liked track. I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't like running at all. So that's where that comes from being a basketball player. So
yeah, I did it honestly because I was good at it. But like, funny story, like my senior year, like the year I had won state.
Yeah.
I told my track coach, I said, I'm done. Like, I'm not running track. So I took 3 months off. I was just hooping, playing like the late AAU circuit because I kind of pushed my recruitment out. And then all of a sudden I come back in, the track coach, my dad, and the principal all in a room call me to the office. I'm in high school, and they're like, hey, I think it's best you come back to track. So I was kind of forced into that.
Dang.
But so I come back only for conference sectionals and state. And I ended up winning conference sectionals and state, which was pretty crazy. And like I had PR'd by 3 inches when I had jumped 6'10". But I had some really big schools reach out, show interest, UCLA, University of Illinois.
Damn, that's crazy.
And some really big offers too. But I just knew that you know, sports was a way for me. Like I have a lot of goals in life. Sports for me was a way to get to college. Like my parents said, we're not going to be able to afford this. Like you better be good at something. And so being able to choose from track and basketball, like I had a really good opportunity. Like I'm blessed to have the opportunity to be able to do that. But I knew I'd have a lot more fun playing basketball in college and be like, you know, just the mental health aspect of it. Like I couldn't do something I didn't like for 4 years, you know. So that's why I ended up dissing track, and then I decided to take my visits for basketball and ended up here at Lynn.
That's real. So that's what he said. So freshman 2018, 2019, 28 games. First appearance against Clark Atlanta. As I said, freshman year was kind of slow. You guys had an amazing team, obviously. Previous guest Mike Baez and all them boys kind of paved the way. So we going to sophomore year, appearing in 25 games, 49% from the field, 38% from three. 82% from the free throw, 3.8 rebounds per game, 8.8 points per game, career high 20 against Florida Tech, season best 9 rebounds twice, and named to the SSC Commissioner's Honor Roll. And we're going to your junior year. You started 7 games, appeared in 18 games, 52% from the field, 22% from three, which gotta get that out. It's okay. 78% from the free throw, 1.5 steals per game, 3.6 rebounds, and 9 points per game, pretty much 9.1. Career high 24 against Florida Tech again. Dang, you love Florida Tech,
Yeah,
boy.
I like them rims.
That's kind of crazy. You love Florida Tech. And then we go into your junior year, which, as you said, you're forgoing your senior year, which you kind of get to graduate early, which is a blessing. Started 7 games, appeared in 18 games. You were kind of 6th man on this squad. 52% from the field, 78.4% from the free throw, 1.5 steals per game, 3.6 rebound per game, average 9 points per game. Career high 24 against Florida Tech again. Season high 9 rebounds. And so the crazy part is that your basketball career isn't the highlight of pretty much your whole kind of rise to stardom and things like that. So you are famous on TikTok. You've been reposted by a lot of social media groups, sort of Ball is Life and ESPN and things like that. So talk about your social media stats and your following, because people don't really understand that, and I feel like we're kind of bridging the gap into the social media era.
So on TikTok, like as of today, I have like 94,988 or something like that. So we're gonna call it 95,000 just as I talk. But so I have 95K on TikTok, and then something that I had seen, just like a marketing kind of strategy I started back in the day, was I use my name as a hashtag in all my videos. So I just put
that's smart,
I use just hashtag Branden Ellis, and like across that has over 26 million views. With, you know, some other like from repost and things like that, which is really wild if you put into it. Like I've been posted by accounts like House of Highlights that have upwards of 30 million followers on Instagram, over 20 on TikTok, and so I've been able to put my content in front of a lot of people. I was also really blessed to be given the opportunity. I was featured in Slam magazine, and so if you guys don't know, Slam's a basketball magazine that kind of publishes like 6 times a year, I believe. But that was just really cool. You know, one day I was just chilling. The guy DM'd me and said, "Hey, like this Slam, like I'm a columnist for Slam. We're interested in a piece on you." And at the time, there's a Slam high school down here. And I thought it was just somebody with the high school, but then he had sent over like his credentials, and it was like just wild to like then go into Barnes and Noble and just pick up like a magazine that had Giannis on the cover. Pick it up, and like I'm just open it. It's a picture of Giannis, like because they kind of drew comparisons to him in a TikTok that I had made, which is just opened a lot of doors for me, honestly.
And how did you start? And did you have any idea that it would kind of become this big?
So honestly, I started TikTok because like I was like, you know, I tried YouTube like for the longest, since I was like maybe like 8 or so. Like
really?
I was making YouTube videos. I had Fishing Northern Illinois. For you guys that don't know, I'm from like Gurnee, which is a northern suburb of Chicago. But so I had Fishing Northern Illinois, where I was posting videos of me fishing. I was going over different lures, stuff like that. I had a Call of Duty YouTube channel.
So you ain't new to this. You sure?
So I've always tried to do it, but my thing was I was never consistent with it. And so that was my big thing on TikTok, and it still is something I'm trying to get over, is being consistent. Like
it's hard.
When I like study like bigger TikTokers, like people that I'm trying to aspire to like get to, like they post 4 or 5 times a day, like schedules and things like that. And like when I was being an athlete, having to go to class, I was working a part-time job. Like I had 2 part-time jobs. It just was real easy for me to go like a week without posting.
Yeah.
Like I would get something really big, like let's say Dunk like posted me, something like that. But then I wouldn't have any content for 6 days. So like I wasn't getting in that constant, kind of viewership, which was, I wouldn't say like difficult. It was just upsetting because I wanted to do it. It's just like I didn't have enough hours in the day. But started honestly just by back in the day, I started making YouTube videos, and then when TikTok came around, because I feel like I always had good Vine ideas, but I never got on Vine.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even still on TikTok, so you're way ahead of me.
So yeah, I wanted to get on Vine, but I just never got around to it. And then in college, I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to do this. Like I think I could see myself doing this. Like from dunking to like just kind of stuff I've experienced from just hooping since a young age. Like I felt like I can make relatable content and kind of like carve out that little niche for myself. And so just to be able to be here with the following I have now, like I'm really thankful, but I also really want to continue to grow it further. But I am shocked, like, I wanted to do it, and it's cool to see that I have done it.
Yeah. And were you ever worried, even your teammate, I remember Coop, because that's my boy, because he was acting, and it was infringement on NCAA violation. So were you ever worried that the NCAA was going to be like, hey, you can't do this, or you're getting too big, or anything like that?
I wasn't really, I'm going to be honest, I really wasn't too worried. I established an LLC like when I first started getting big on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so my thought process was, they're not paying for my image and likeness. They're paying for number 0 Branden Ellis, LLC. Like when I was doing these so that's what all my invoices went through. That's what all the email marketing went through. Like nothing went to anything Lynn associated. I had established an outside company. And so like they weren't coming to me for pictures of me at Lynn doing these kind of things. They were coming to me for my TikTok content, which is an LLC that I had registered.
Oh yeah, you was ahead of the game there.
Yeah, so I wasn't really too pressed about it. And then, but I mean, I still would talk to Courtney, who at the time was our compliance officer. Like if something came up, but never really anything that it was just a lot of like, I couldn't be in the gym, or I have a couple sponsorships that like I wouldn't do promo videos in here, and just certain kind of rules like that.
And then back to your recruiting process. So as you said, you was state champion, stuff like that, in high jump. And so what made you kind of choose Lynn, or how was your recruiting process? What were the other looks like, or what won you over?
So me personally, I have a very just kind of go with the flow. Like I try to live my life to be as stress-free as possible. That's something I really pride, is that I feel like I'm very just mellow, just whatever happens, happens. And so that's why I kind of let my recruitment get pushed out. I was originally committed to the University of Indianapolis.
Really?
Which is a D2 up in Indy. They're pretty good. It was just like no shake to them. Like it was a really cool school, but like I was committed there, and then like after a couple weeks, I was just really like, do I really want to live in Indiana? Like when I get older, like
that's valid.
If you're watching from Indiana, no hate. I'm from Illinois, we're Midwesterners together, but I was ready to get out of the Midwest. I was like, I feel like this is just another Gurney, basically, just in another city, or in another state. And so I decommitted from there, and then that's when I started up track again. And so then I had one state, and then my mind was a little bit, because I feel like as an athlete, it is really easy to kind of fall into that Division I or bust mentality. Like, I have to be Division I, I have to do this. Like, that's the only way, like, I could, like, see it. And so, I mean, that's how, like, some people see it. But thankfully, like, I didn't really think like that. I couldn't really, like, I could care less if I played Division I or if I went Division II or whatever it was. Like, as long as my school was getting paid for, I was cool with it. And so I pushed it out. I had a couple of schools in this conference offer. PBA offered me. PBA offered me. St. Leo offered me. Lynn obviously offered me. And then I had a couple Ivy League schools, Brown and Dartmouth, but they can't give financial aid. For sports-wise, so it was only like family income. And so a big thing for me was I wanted school to be like completely free. And so then I just ended up taking my visits. Once I threw the track offers out the window, like I was like, no matter what, I'm not running track. Like, I'm kind of done. So I actually came on a visit to Lynn. It was my last official visit. And funny story, Coach Norwood at the time called me and was like, hey, like we heard like the school's down here, like we'll get you out on a plane, like we'll get you down here to visit it. And at the time, like I'm 18, I'm a free trip to Florida. It's cold. It's cold in Illinois. I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna go. Cause honestly, I'd never heard of Lynn before. Like It was a school that I didn't hear of up north at the time. I came down here, I hung out with the team. Morg showed me around, and like after that, like the night was over, they were kind of like sorry it was dead, and I was like, well,
Where did y'all go?
we went to the Cove, we went to the Ave. We had a fun night. We went around, but and then I was able to meet with like academic staff.
Yeah.
I was able to meet like with the coaches. Like I had a one-on-one tour, and I was like, you know what? Like I went to these bigger schools that had offered me, and it was like, there's the gym, there's the basketball court, like there's this, and I came down here and I ended up committing on my visit. I told Price at dinner the next night, on my other night for the official visit, I was like, hey, like I'm coming, so like I'll sign.
Yeah.
But it was just really a mix because I like the freedom that Division II brought me, because like when I was on the phone with these track like team, you know, like Illinois, UCLA, like these kind of like big schools, it was like 7 a.m. weights, 8 a.m. you got this,
schedule. Yeah.
10 a.m. you got this. Like my whole day's planned out from 7 to 7, you know, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And like, that's not how I'm trying to live my life. Like, you know, I wanted to be able to come and play at a high level. Like our freshman year, we was in the Sweet 16,
Yep.
Very good, like nationally ranked, play high level basketball, but at the same time be able to focus on my academics and then also have time to do my different business ventures. Like there's a lot of things that I want to get involved with that I want to like pursue. And so I thought this was going to be the best spot for me to like mature as a whole person.
That's real. So you kind of represent pretty much a perfect timing because you're pretty much part of the pre and post NIL deals, which went into effect July 1st, 2021. And so pretty much talk about how good of an opportunity that is and how lucrative that can be for the athletes now.
I think it's a phenomenal thing. I actually wrote papers in high school about why I believe NCAA athletes should be paid. Like that's something that's discussed, I feel like, a lot about in schools and things. And I mean, you can see it today. Like there's college players, like I mean, the top guys like Duke, UNC, like places like that, where their NILs are valued over $1 million.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like with women's sports now too, we're starting to see like women college basketball athletes like Paige and you know different athletes like that making upwards of $1 million for something that they bring to the school. You know,
Yeah.
They at the end of the day are the ones bringing in the fans, bringing in the people that make the school that much money. So I think it's only right that they get some of that bread broken off. But it's just been it's phenomenal. I feel like for the sport, you see a lot of students are staying in school now, which was something big for the NCAA. Was they were leaving a lot of like one and done guys, but with the money they can now make at school, I feel like that's changing. Like where in the past, like some athletes that might be late first rounds or second round picks, instead of just doing the one and done to get to the league, like they're seeing that they can make more money in school, which I'm a fan of. I think getting an education is very important, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for like you and your family. You know, whether that be financial or that may be getting your degree. That's up to their own athlete and their own decision, which I fully respect. But I think it's done wonders for college, and we're going to start seeing a lot of the athletes kind of staying in and taking like more time.
Yeah. So then talk about some of the deals you've gotten and some of the brand opportunities that you've kind of partnered with. I know a few of them, and just how lucrative it can kind of be for athletes. Just give them kind of like a little bit of insight into what it's like.
Okay, so I've recently been doing some of my bigger ads. Going back, I remember like my first ad, it was like $10 for one TikTok. And it was for this company. They sent me a light, like it put lights up on the ceiling basically.
Yeah.
And they sent me the product for free, which was when I first started, which was like great. I was like, oh, I'm getting all this stuff for free. Like I'm living, like I'm ready for this. But then once I started getting into like actual paid campaigns and things like that is when I really started to see like a future with like social media, launching my own clothing brand. Gonna have a new drop too, probably in 2 weeks. I'm not gonna give it a specific date.
I'm about to say, just hold
no
off on
specific
that.
dates,
hold
but
off on that.
a new drop's coming. So if you guys don't follow me already, go check the socials. But so like seeing just different avenues like that. I recently did an ad with Cheesecake and DoorDash.
Okay.
And so I basically had to make a video of me doing something basketball related, like doing your home run, which was like the thing, which for basketball is a dunk, brings a lot of energy and excitement. Then immediately being served some cheesecake with DoorDash and cheesecake in the frame. And so, I'm not like, I would say that I do have a lot of followers on TikTok, but there's people that have like 37 million. And so I'm not like a big TikToker by any means. I have a good following, but So for that, I got paid $500.
That's good though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
So, you know, like that's one video. It took me less than an hour to film, like
Yeah.
in total. So you break it into like, you looking at hourly wages. Like for the work I did, the 500 was really good. I did an ad with Champs. Which
Yeah,
was,
I saw that. Yeah.
Which was really cool. They opened their biggest store down in Pembroke Pines. And so they reached out to me. They wanted some athletic influencers to go to the store. And so I went there. I got handed 2 gift cards, $250 each. And they said, basically, you have free range of the store. Like, we told all the employees, you and your girlfriend are going to be filming. So, like, if you want to use mannequins, if you want to do this, you want to go in the changing room. He's like, you could buy whatever. So I got me some shoes. I got my girl some stuff, and they paid me $500 on top of that.
Oh, that's fire.
And so it's really, you know, so overall it came out like about $1,000 for like that one.
Yeah.
And so it really has opened up some pathways. I did an ad with when the Space Jam movie came out. I did an ad with AT&T and Space Jam in collaboration for this app that they had dropped, and that was $450 for like just like screen recordings, you know, which is cool that like my brand has generated that kind of like value. Like now I'm starting to do a lot bigger ones. I have some recurring subscriptions too, which is a good way to make like just easy income. I'm sponsored by a water bottle company.
Okay.
And so every video that I have with the water bottle somewhere in frame, once I post 7, I don't have to like mention it or anything like that, or like doesn't have to be the focal point of the video. Every 7 videos, they pay me $200.
Dang.
And so there is definitely ways to go. And I mean, I know creators that have a lot more followers that make a lot more money than that. Per TikTok, people can get paid upwards of like $25,000. And so I would love to get to that point where I do an ad, and you know that's 15 bands. You know, that would that would be amazing. But you know, it's a process, and so like I've slowly grown. Like I said, I remember doing my first one for $10, like my first paid one for $10. I used to do stuff for free all the time. But,
you gotta start somewhere. Always.
But it's just really cool, like, and especially the contacts I've made. Like, I'm at work. Like, if you guys don't know, I work a full-time job at Lynn. I'm the mission communications coordinator. But on my lunch break, I'm emailing the head of marketing at Champs, like, you know, doing these collaborations. I've been involved with some cool stuff just via TikTok. So it's just been a really cool grind.
And so every single episode, we always wear somebody's clothing brand or something that kind of means something to us. And so we have on his own clothing brand. So just tell us about what made you start that and what it's about.
So basically, I got a lot of comments, and I kept seeing a bunch of comments that were like, oh, you're different, or like different. Like different was like a reoccurring theme, like in the comment section that I was getting. I have an unorthodox kind of jumping style. I'm right-footed, but I'm also right-handed. So like a lot of the dunks I do are like right, or like I'll drive and I'll go right, or putbacks. I'll jump off my right foot, I'll dunk with my right hand. So it looks a little weird, so I feel like maybe that's why people kept saying different. But that's just something that I feel like I was, you know, like I didn't feel like I fit the mold as like, you know, like not like no hate, but like I feel like basketball players get stereotyped a specific way, you know, just based like you tell somebody you play basketball, they automatically think something. And like there's so many different areas of my life that I felt like I could excel at. Like I had organized a beach cleanup through my company. I sell clothes, I sell merch, I do ads, I do regular TikToks. I get paid per view from TikTok and things like that as well. And so that's kind of how I honed in on like that different, and then be different. Like that's just something simple. It's a powerful statement. But Branden Ellis, 0, Branden Ellis, BE are my initials as well. And so I felt like that was a good way to be able to brand it to myself, but then also be able to, you know, show like everybody else is kind of like, everybody's different, like in their own way. People go about life. You know, I grew up in a very diverse household. Part of the reason I did choose Lynn too is because it's a very diverse campus, and like nobody has the same story. And I feel like be different is something that can market out to, you know, anybody can wear that, whether, you know, it's LGBTQ, whether it's, you know, this way versus that way, or it's just the saying, like, you know, everybody should embrace like what they do. And I feel like just the decisions I made, like me deciding to forego my final year eligibility, like me choosing Lynn as opposed to some of the bigger schools I had, you know, like I went about my process in my own way, and something that I'm proud of. So I feel like try to inspire other people to be as well.
And then so talk about what this kind of means for your future. And does this change kind of what you want to do? Because as you said, it's very lucrative in the social media kind of landscape. And as you said, you also forgoed your senior year of college basketball, so that kind of eliminates or not really, but it kind of changes how you view of going professional, for example, from your sport and things like that. So how does this change your options and or what you want to do?
So definitely, and it definitely has. I would have never imagined myself making money from social media, or let alone working full time like at this school. I came down here, I got my undergraduate degree in forensic investigations. And so when I first came here, and then just kind of seeing everything that was going on with law enforcement and kind of things like that, I just I don't really want to be kind of in that setting. Like, I don't want that to be my profession.
Yeah.
And so then I started, getting into the design. I started applying to some marketing and some kind of social media kind of manager jobs due to my background. I was really writing resumes off what I was doing, like working with this kind of figure company, delivering ads, content, social media calendars, all that kind of stuff was something I liked. And so then when I had seen the job open up here, I applied for it. I went through 3 interviews and I received this job. And again, this is just another step for me. I have aspirations to do real estate, Airbnbs. I want to own a bunch of different passive income streams, car washes, ATM kind of chains, a bunch of different stuff I want to kind of get my foot in, because at the end of the day, I don't want to work until, I'm old.
Yes, sir. Retire early, bro.
Yes,
That's the goal.
I want to travel. I want to be able to work. And with TikTok, it's allowed me to have 95,000 people where I can reach out to, and I'm extremely thankful for all the followers I have, but that's a new audience where I can start doing giveaways. I can get my merch out there, try to build, because if I could live my life by just, traveling to whatever country I want to, and I just find a gym and make some TikToks, that's the kind of life I want. And so it's just really kind of opened my eyes to the possibilities of what my life could be.
That's real. And so we now go into the family kind of feud section. So we ask some questions, you answer as honest and as truthfully as you can. The first question is, and we always ask this for all the hoopers, who's the coldest player you ever played against, and how much did they give you?
Oh, so like I said, I'm 22, so I'm on the younger side. But the coldest person I probably ever played against, and when I say against, I'm not going to say when I was a freshman on, or sophomore on varsity. I wasn't guarding the best player back then, so. Because Jalen Brunson was cooking us back in high school. But I would definitely say Tyler Harrow.
Really?
Yeah, we played at an all-star camp. We were on opposite teams at an NYLA camp up in Waukegan, and he gave our team, our all-star team, probably 48, and he gave me 27 of those. But I asked for the footage. They never sent it to me. I punched on him, fast break, 2 hands.
You ain't never get the footage?
No, the dude that ran the camp, low key, Tyler Harrell was the bigger recruit.
He never
sent it
out.
Oh,
that's crazy.
But I got witnesses that seen it. But so I got a little bit of a get back. But I mean, he still put 27
48
on me.
though.
Yeah, he put half of that on me. So he was.
Dang, that's tough.
Yeah.
So, and next question is, would you consider yourself a social media influencer? I know we think about that a lot. I feel like it's more of on the women's side. They always consider themselves social media influencers. But you, with the following you have, the content you post, would you consider yourself a social media influencer? And what does that also mean to you? 'Cause I feel like there's also different meanings.
So this is something that I've had to work on, was being more confident, kind of in myself, because when when I first tell people I have 95,000 followers, the first thing is oh wow, that's so that's crazy, that's so many. And I genuinely live I feel in that comparative kind of world. I know there's I'm friends with Mr. Bearded Dragon on TikTok. He has 1 million. That's literally 10 times more people that follow him than me. And so it's easy to kind of forget that I still do have a really good following, a good base. And so I would consider myself an influencer. I've been able to organically build my following, which is I feel why I get a lot of these bigger name endorsements and ads, because TikTok is just about going viral. You can post one video and you can go up 350,000 followers. But the hard part is maintaining that, seeing, because there's people that, you look on their page, they have one video that has 10 million views, and then everything else is below 2,000.
Yeah.
And so what I've been able to find, and take into the fact and kind of see myself as a bigger TikToker is I have over 6 videos over 1 million, like 6 separate videos have gotten that many views. And then I have a bunch over, 500, 600, 700, 800,000, like in their own respective ways. And so I would consider myself an influencer just because of the fact that the way I've been able to monetize my audience with outside companies has been really kind of eye-opening for me to see like what life is like as an influencer. Like I literally got the chance to go to a store before it was open to the public and go on a paid shopping spree. Like, and so it's just kind of like cool to see like stuff like that. And like definitely when I tell other people, they would consider it me an influencer. And so I definitely do now see myself kind of in that role. But my next goal is 100K. So that's when I'm really gonna like, really I feel that myself.
And then what's your most viral video that you've posted?
So my most viral video in terms of views was a TikTok I posted early on, and it was me comparing Xbox and PS4 players and basically like dunk type. So I just did different dunks. And I think it's at 3.6 million right now.
Crazy.
3.6 mil. It was reposted by House of Highlights, All This Life, like just these big media outlets as well. And so like in total, like that's just like a small amount of the views. Like on one social media platform, it had over 2 million views on IG. And so that's my most viral ones in terms of views. But my most viral ones in terms of like placement has definitely been my when I did a layup from the 3-point line, and I said like, should people shoot threes like this?
Yeah.
That was the one that was featured in Slam magazine. If you guys are in Boca Raton, it's featured in our NFT museum.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yep. So it's at the Boca Raton Innovation Campus, which is where the first computer was made. It's on sale for 0.5 Ethereum. So if any of you guys out there want to,
I got a whole Ethereum, so that's real. Okay.
But I'm featured in the NFT museum over there. And then it was also reposted by House of Highlights, Ball is Life, a bunch of other big outlets. And so that's kind of gotten me the most like notoriety, I'd say.
Yeah. And then next thing, do you have any advice for pretty much the younger people coming in after you who are navigating the kind of NIL deals and the social media things? What would you tell them, knowing what you know now?
I would say to go for it. At the same time, you got to make sure that you're organic. If you just accept every NIL deal that you get, it's going to look very like kind of cheesy. And that's something that like now I find myself like somebody offers me $200 for a TikTok. It's like, sorry, like I don't do like it for that cheap. Like know your worth. And then at the same time, like don't flood your feed with like everything. So, it's good to post just regular videos because at the end of the day, your followers are the reason why you're getting those deals. Like if you don't have a big following, the company's not going to care. And so make sure your followers are still getting good content, the reason why they subscribe to you. And that will be a way to boost yourself into bigger ones because companies look at the ads you do. Like after I do a campaign, they'll ask for like the data analytics. I'll send them how many views, the watch time,
important.
like stuff like that. And so keeping it organic allows companies to continue to work with you and do things like that. An example of that is I have done some ads in the past for this app that's basically like sports wagering, but without actual money. It's just kind of just coins. It's more like just for fun, kind of like for younger kids, honestly. But I did a couple one-off ads for them for like $150 here, $200 here, like that. And then they actually just reached back out to me to send them 5 videos for $500. And so it's been nice, to kind of work with companies, have some reoccurrence. And my advice would be, like I said, keep it organic, but go for it. Don't be afraid to like make that video. Cause I deleted a lot of my YouTube channels when I was younger, honestly, because other people said stuff about them. Like, what you making fishing videos for, bro? Like people baking me at the lunch table, like, and you know how that goes. But
for the record, fishing is fire, but carry on.
Yeah, but like, so, people just baking me like that, like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be posting these videos. But now that I've stuck through TikTok and I'm going, like, people congratulate me. I was in the dunk contest on ESPN. Like, just like amazing stuff has been happening.
Side note, I'm sorry. So crazy story. So when I went to visit Mike at Tin Roof, and he told me how he was putting money on you. I'm sorry if you don't believe in gambling, whatever. Anyways, he told me to put money on you, and I said, dang, bet. Crazy enough, Houston was still playing in the tournament, and I told him, I said, I don't know, because if my homie CJ's brother is Taze Moore, who you probably met down there.
Yeah.
And I said, if he joins, I said, he's winning.
Yeah.
I told him this was like 3 weeks before the dunk contest. I said, if Tajay Moore joins, I said, I don't know. I love you, but I said, I don't know if Ellis is going to win. And it's crazy because after they lost, he joined, and I said, oh, dang. And he ended up winning that.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience a little bit, though, just what it was like.
That was honestly awesome. So I was the only Division II person at the whole event.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I represented like kind of this level. And just to be like in that setting is kind of like that send off, because by this time I already decided I was working a 9 to 5 when I was in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Which is really wild to kind of see like my path. I still ended at like one of the biggest stages. But that experience was just honestly insane, from just the gear to just being around like all the different people and just kind of seeing like that everybody's just like regular people, you know, like just chilling, chopping it up. We were eating po' boys in Louisiana, you know, going out. Like it was just fun. And being at the event, there was a lot of people there. I got to meet Jay Billis.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Jamari Chase and Alvin Kamara were celebrity judges. And then unfortunately the dunk contest didn't go my way. To this day, I still think it should be 30 seconds or 3 attempts. Leave that where it is.
You can say that with your chest. That's fine.
But you know, I still have fun. We won the Applebee's shootout, so I did come home with some hardware. And just overall, it's just a really good experience. And a good really send off. And also for my brand, it was nice. I went up a good amount of followers. Being able to network with people, and then also just like having that on my resume. Like I was in the NCAA dunk contest. Like it was aired on ESPN. It was just really cool, and you know, I enjoyed every second of it.
As always, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We appreciate Ellis for coming on. Please follow the social media handles. The Instagram is unrestrictedFA_pod. The Twitter is unrestrictedFA1. And please shout out your social media handles and your TikTok and things like that so people can follow you as well.
Awesome. So my IG, my TikTok are all #0 Branden Ellis. That's like the word number and then 0 Branden Ellis. And then my website, if you guys are looking to get the new drop when it launches, is #0be.com. And I'll take you over there. But that's primarily the main socials that I'm on. But yeah, give me a follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for having me. This has been a wonderful experience.
Of course, and we're going to put the link on the video and things like that. And the next thing, the call to action. So any type of free game or anything you're trying to give to the public, whether it is college students that are trying to pretty much start their NIL journey, or people from high school to college who just don't know where to start, or people who are trying to get social media famous, because that's the thing now. So just give any advice that you would give to them.
Honestly, for the seniors and everybody like that in high school coming to college, I would say, like, don't let that stress you out. I had plenty of friends that were worried about, you know, this school's not offering me right now, or like, I don't have this, or like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get here. Like, things are gonna work out like the way they work out for a reason.
Yeah.
And so that was something I was really, like I said, I just kind of went with the flow. Like, I pushed mine all the way out to the summer, like past the decision day. And because I was just, you know, I wanted to find something that was right for me. And like when I got here on campus, it felt right. And so that's why I ended up pulling the trigger. But for people in college, you know, looking to go into like that NIL kind of social media route, I would say go for it. It's easy, you know, people are going to tell you like, oh, there's too many creators already, or there's this. Like, if you genuinely have good content, you're consistent, and like you have your own kind of niche, you know, like you don't copy people's videos, you do your own things, you have unique organic content, like you're always going to be able to carve something out for yourself, and then just put the time and effort into it. And then last piece of advice I would say is you got to make decisions for you, like first and foremost. It's easy to put other people like above you. And I felt like I did that for like a long time, like in my life. But once I started making decisions for me, like, you know, it wasn't easy to tell my coach I wasn't coming back. Like I was a key like kind of player in terms of like minutes per game played and just kind of like knowing my role. But like it wasn't easy to tell him. But at the end of the day, I had to do what was best for me and like kind of like my mental health, my happiness, and like what I felt like would put me in the best spot for my future. So, you know, you might upset your parents, you might upset, you know, a significant other, somebody else. Like a coach, a trainer, something like that. But you got to do what's best for you first.
That's real. Be sure to shout us out on your TikTok, because your following is
definitely
hella large. And then the last thing we always say for all the basketball players out there, if we gave you 5 shots from half court, if you make 1, you get $1 million. If you miss all 5, you get like 30 years in prison. Would you take the deal? We're all gamblers. Nobody said no yet. What would you say?
I actually posted a TikTok of me making 3 out of 5 half-court shots, so I definitely would take it. I think out of 5, with big stakes, I rise to the occasion. That's
All right, well, we about to see right now. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Unrestricted Free Agent, another episode in the works. We'll see you next time. Thank you. And shout out to Branden Ellis. Once again, follow all his socials. We appreciate you for coming on the show, man.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man. Do I still need the mic on? All right. Rolling. Bam! We only need one. Stop playing. Let's go.
Just quit recording. No, I don't even want that to look fake. Keep that right there. Don't shoot another one. Don't shoot another one. You the first one who made it in one. Dang, that's crazy. Listen.
And see, people think influencers can't for real hoop. I honestly feel like I gotten better since I've been out.
I was finna let you ride, but I done play with the Ballers Life dudes and.
Not all
like
influencers. Some of us be hooping.
People who really hoop in college and really done did that. That's dang, 1 out of 1. You want to shoot the rest?
Yeah. Is it a mil?
Go ahead, shoot the rest.
Is it a mil per shot?
Shoot the rest. Yeah. Go ahead, shoot the rest.
Two.
You 2 and 3.
Oh, there it is. Trayvon!
Hey!
One more. Oh, that's all.
Nah, that's off. You 3 or 5?
I told you I posted it.
Yeah, hey, look, that was